In fact, I am waiting for more attendance. So far, I see a number of students have already joined. But before starting my class, I want to know if you uh, I ask you, do you hear me and see the content is clearly? Please tell me. Tell me problem. Please tell me, do you hear me clearly and see the content page? Please write in the comment box. Yes, thank you very much. I think you hear me clearly. Deepa Shortcut, yes, sir, thank you very much. Time is just on the dot, so I want to start my class without delaying anymore. Today, I want to concentrate my attention on a very specific type of preposition of place, in, on, and at. There are many prepositions that you know, and we have to know most of them very carefully. So without wasting any more time, I am going to the content page directly. I think you can see the content page, and the beginning is the title, how to use the prepositions of place, in, on, and at. Then part 1, the use of in. I want to begin my class with in. How we are to use this preposition of place in. And the first use of this preposition is to endorse spaces. That means when you want to mean spaces or gaps or place positions, we use in as preposition in a phrase. Example, you see in the living room, in the apartment, in my bedroom, in the kitchen, in the car, in the taxi, and so on. And we see in the examples, there in the kitchen, she is putting lettuce in the bowl. You see, lettuce is a kind of vegetable, and we often use this vegetable in making curry or especially in making salad. So it seems that the husband and the wife are working in the kitchen. Perhaps they are taking preparation, or they are preparing their food or making salad, and so they are now in the kitchen, and the wife, she is putting lettuce in the bowl. You see, bowl is an utensil, and it is an there is a space, and the space is bounded. The sides of the bowl, is raised, and we can put something in the bowl, even we can put water in the bowl, so it indicates space. So before such utensils or articles we use in our everyday activities, especially in the kitchen room for cooking, we use preposition of place in the bowl. She is putting lettuce in the bowl, and they are in the kitchen. Kitchen is also a place. Bowl is a space. So place and space actually indicate the same thing. They're in the kitchen. She is putting lettuce in the bowl. And then next, second use, in is used for containers and enclosed spaces. And we have already mentioned about bowl. Bowl is an enclosed space. Anyway, containers, of course, bowl is a container and enclosed spaces. Pocket is an enclosed space because most of the sides of the pocket is closed. And you see the example in the bowl. It should be bowl. In the box, in your pocket. And these are the examples of containers and spaces. He forgot that he had kept the card in his pocket. You see here, in his pocket. In his pocket, it should be made bold. In his pocket. You see, he forgot that he had kept the card in his pocket. The pocket is an enclosed space. That's why we have used in the preposition of place. And next, C, third use. In is used for cities and countries, that is before cities and countries. In Dhaka, in New York, in Brazil, in Bangladesh. The couple lived in New York for last 5 years. The couple lived in New York for last 5 years. Lived in the city, and that's why there is in. I think these are the very easy use of the preposition of place. Then number D, in is used to indicate geographical spaces. Geographical spaces. You see here, in the south of London. South, the space is south of London. In the north of Dhaka, in the east of Himalaya, in the center, in the middle, in the center of the city of Dhaka, the middle of the capital of Bangladesh. Okay? And there is an example. The central Shohid Minar is almost in the center of the capital city of Dhaka. The central Shohid Minar is almost in the center of the capital city of Dhaka. And then E number. In is also used with establishments and business. That means business institutions. Examples: in the shop, in a restaurant, in the supermarket. Of course, we can use at the supermarket, meaning almost same. But when we want to emphasize or give emphasis inside the supermarket, then we must use in. But we also can refer to a place near to the supermarket, then we can also use at the supermarket, in a hotel, or at a hotel, or at the hotel. Then we mean a place close to the hotel. They were in a small meeting in the supermarket. They were in a small meeting, ছোট্ট একটি meeting in the supermarket. It means that they are in the they were actually taking part in the meeting inside the building of the supermarket. It indicates so. Inside the building of the supermarket. Okay. But if they take part in a meeting close to the supermarket or near the supermarket, then we can say they were in a small meeting at the supermarket. Okay. Then in is used to talk about media. Examples in a picture, in this photograph, in the film. The villain tries again and again to kill the hero in the Titanic. The film name Titanic, even while the ship is sinking in the chilly cold sea with all of her passengers. If any of you have enjoyed this very famous movie, the Titanic, know that the villain again and again is trying to kill the hero, even though the ship was sinking in the very cold water of the sea. So this is just out of envy. Okay, when envy works in human beings, they become envious, ferocious, tenacious, dangerous. So the villain of the movie The Titanic actually became dangerous, to ferocious, to take revenge on the hero, because the villain was trying to get hold of the heroine who did not want him to marry. That is why the villain became very much dangerous, ferocious. And you see in the Titanic, the preposition is a preposition. In the Titanic, in the chilly cold sea. In the chilly means very cold, extremely cold. Then number G, to mean something surrounded by materials in the air. That means there are many things around the air, in the air, in the sea, in the thick source, in the park, in the countryside. I spent the sweet days of my childhood in the countryside. I spent the sweet days of my childhood in the countryside. In the countryside, countryside is surrounded by many things. So this is about the use of in, but there are many other uses of in some other context. And I will try to come to you with those uses. If I can manage time, next time. And now part two, the use of on, the preposition of place, on. But there are many other uses of the preposition on. On also can be used before days, on Sunday, on the road, etc. But today we won't go for that. Today we want to discuss only the context of the preposition on referring to only the place. On as a preposition of place, not preposition of other context. So on is used to mean something on top of the surface, on top of the surface. When you keep something, when you get something, when you do something on top of some of the surface, we use on. Say on the floor, on the shelf, on the kitchen counter. Counter means here a stand. Here counter means not counter like the shop or the cinema hall or the ticket counter, not. It is a stand. On the wall, on his shirt, on his nose. Yes, the young man put off his shirt and hang it on the wall to dry. Yes, there is small speck of dirt on his nose. Okay, there is a mosquito on his nose. There is a speck of dirt on his shirt. I have kept some vegetables on the kitchen counter. I have kept a number of books on the shelf. Okay. And there is another example on the sofa on the right. Yes, he has sat on the sofa on the right. Yes, I saw him sitting on the sofa on the right. Okay, I have seen him sitting on the sofa on the right. Okay, and number B, on is used with all kinds of furniture. On the bed, on my desk, on a chair. Please put the clothes, means kapor, poridheyo, on the bed so that it does not get dirty. On the bed. Please put the clothes on the bed. And then on is used with print media. Used with print media. For example, on page 1, on the menu, on the map. So page, menu, map, actually are printed paper. That's a print media. Okay. The prices of the dishes were given on the menu. The prices of the dishes means foods were given on the menu. Okay. Then on is used with many geographical features, like on islands, on beaches, on mountains. I wish I had a bungalow on Saint Martin Island. Not in, but on. Many geographical features like these on islands, on beaches, on mountains. Okay. Then on is used with transports on top which you sit, on top of which you sit, অর্থাৎ তুমি কোনো যানবাহনের উপরে যদি বসে থাকো তাহলে সেখানে অন হয়, অন টপ বা অন হবে। যেমন on the motorbike, on the horse, on the plane. তুমি যদি সিটে বসে থাকো তাহলে on the plane হবে। On the plane means you are now sitting. On the bus, এর বাসের মধ্যে বসে আছো। On the boat, on the ferry, sitting on the train, not in the train. I was sitting on the plane while it was flying over the Pacific. Okay. On it used to talk about devices like phone, internet, Xbox, on the phone, on the internet, on the Xbox. When I noticed her, she was talking on the phone. Very easy, you know. On is used with flow. Examples: on the ground floor, on the second floor, on the fifth floor, on the top floor. I live on the top floor of the building. Okay. And now part 3, the use of at. Very important to understand. At is often used with public places, near or inside, to indicate or to mean near or inside. At the airport, at the cinema, at the mall, at the table, at the gate, at the toll, at the bus stop, at the supermarket, near or inside. দুটোই বোঝানো যায়, তবে আমি যদি মনে করি ইনসাইড বোঝাবো সেক্ষেত্রে in ব্যবহার করাটাই ভালো, in the supermarket, inside. Okay. When you called me on the phone, I was at the conference. This is the example. No, there is an example. B number, it is used with events. At conference, at the meeting, at their wedding, at his birthday party, at the dentist's, means dentist's clinic, for a clinic. When you called me on the phone, I was at a conference. Okay. C number, used with people's homes or offices. I was at Shakil's house yesterday. I was at Shakil's house yesterday. We'll be at Star Kebab for dining tonight. For dining means for dinner hote pare. For dinner, yes. We will be at Star Kebab for dinner tonight. My brother is at university studying history. Then some fixed phrases with at. That means at is generally used at some or with some fixed phrase. There are some certain or particular phrases where at is used without exception. At what? At school, at college, at university. Now he is at work and so come later to meet him. Now he is at work. সে এখন কাজে ব্যস্ত আছে, সুতরাং তুমি পরে তার সঙ্গে সাক্ষাতের জন্য আসো। Then it is used to talk about positions or time. Positions or time সম্পর্কে বলার জন্য আসলে আমরা at ব্যবহার করে থাকি। At the end of, at the beginning of, at the top of, at the bottom of. Example: at the end of her presentation, they gave her a round of applause. অর্থাৎ তার উপস্থাপনার শেষে তারা সবাই তাকে তার প্রশংসা করলো। রাউন্ড অফ অ্যাপ্লজ মানে হলো তাকে তার প্রশংসা করলো। Please read and follow the instructions at the top of the page. At the top of the page. But in case of two separate objects, my suitcase is on top of the wardrobe. সুটকেস এবং ওয়ার্ডরোব দুটো ভিন্ন ভিন্ন জিনিস, তো সেই জন্য এখানে অন টপ অফ ব্যবহার করা হয়েছে। এখানে অন এর পর টপ বসছে। ওকে, যখন যেখানে দুটো ভিন্ন ভিন্ন জিনিসের ব্যবহার আছে সেখানে অন টপ হবে। used with house numbers আমরা সবাই জানি। I live at 14 কাকরাইল ঢাকা। ওকে, কিন্তু এখানে রাস্তা দিলে কিন্তু অন হতো। I live on 15 এলিফ্যান্ট রোড, তখন কিন্তু অন হতো। I live on elephant road, তখন অন হতো, কিন্তু এখানে রোড নেই, জায়গার নাম আছে বলে এখানে অ্যাড হয়েছে। ওকে, and I want to go back what is happening with you to have you got any question to me? You can write, you can sir, can't you write at a restaurant? Of course, you can write at a restaurant if you are not inside the restaurant. Close to the restaurant, yes, you can write at a restaurant, no problem. And any other question? No question, no other question at all. So now we want to go to the exercise or drill. Please go to exercise. Exercise 1. Exercise 1. Please try to understand and try to give the answers. I live dash 300 Kathal Bagani Street. This is the address. Dash an apartment. Dash the 4th floor. I live. Yes. Try to give the answer. 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 A at. Yes, A at. Thank you very much. তাসমিমা তোপা লিখেছো, কি হবে at? Yes, তারপরে তো কি হবে? আর তো লিখে দেখছি এখানে, আর কি কিছু এখন লিখিনি। C on, yes, C on, yes, C on, C on, yes. C on. That's never C on. Yes. C on. C on. Yes. C on. Then Deepa Sarkar, C on. Thank you very much, Deepa Sarkar, C on. I live at 300 Kathal Bagani Street in an apartment. In an apartment. On the fourth floor. Yes. There should be at. There should be at. Then in. Then on. And number B, I have got the key dash my pocket. Yes, enclosed space. Pocket হলো একটা enclosed space. Before an enclosed space, we must use in. I've got the key in my pocket. In my pocket. Yes, in my pocket. There's nothing left. Dash cup. My cup. Cup. Yes. Container. Cup is a container. আগে বলবে কি in বলবে, তাই না? In বলবে। I am dash the car. Yes, I am car. I am dash the car. I am in the car. I'm গাড়ির মধ্যে। But I am sitting on the car. I am in the car. But I am sitting on the car. Can you take a seat? That's the waiting room, please. Yes. Can you take a seat? That's the waiting room. That's the waiting room. Waiting room. It's a room. That's the waiting room. Take a seat in the waiting room or at the waiting room. Can you take a seat in the waiting room or at the waiting room? In means inside the waiting room. I have left my bag dash your office. Office at your office. At your office. Holidays dash France. দেশের নামের আগে সিটির নামের আগে ইন বলবে। Rigolisha is a small village. Dash the mountains. At the mountains, তাই না? Close to mountains, at the mountains. We are going for a drive. Dash the country. We are going for a drive. Dash the country. At, in or on. In the country. Lots of people were swimming. Dash the lake. Swimming in the lake. She works. That's the finance team. Works on the finance team. Team বোঝালে on হবে। Okay. Turn left. Turn left. That's the traffic light. At the traffic light. Traffic light এর কাছ থেকে তুমি বাম দিকে ঘোরো। টার্ন লেফট এট দ্য ট্রাফিক লাইট। লেটস মিট এট দ্য স্টেশন। We have to stop at the supermarket. Yes, at the supermarket. কারণ সুপারমার্কেটের ভেতরে যাওয়া সম্ভব নয়। Dash the way home, on the way home. Okay, on the way home. He has got selected to play. Yes, on the national team. Team বুঝালেই on হবে। He has got selected to play on the national team. His dashboard, he is on the board. বোর্ডের আগে on হবে। He is on the board. বোর্ড দিলে ভালো হয়, তাই না? He is on the board. বোর্ড আর বোর্ড দুটোই হতে পারে, নো প্রবলেম। His dash দিকে he is on the committee. On the committee বোঝালে on the team, committee, board এগুলোকে on board। খেয়াল রাখবে এটা, বোর্ড, কমিটি, টিম এগুলোর আগে সবসময় on বলবে, সবসময়। There's a lot of sugar. That super drinks, soft drinks, I'm sorry, drinks, পানীয় ইন হবে না, সফট ড্রিঙ্কস এর মধ্যে তাহলে ইন হবে, তাই না? in soft drinks. Do you have milk? Dash your coffee. Of course, in your coffee, তাই না? In your coffee হবে। And then second exercise, number 2. My phone is dash the table. কোনো কিছুর উপরে বোঝা আছে তাহলে on হবে, on the table. You can see a painting. You can see a painting. You can you can see. You cannot get, but you can. You can see a painting on the wall behind me. On the wall. There's some milk. Dash the fridge. In the fridge. There's some milk in the fridge. Inside the fridge. In the fridge. She left the top drawer. She left on the top drawer. She left on the top drawer. On. She left on the top. On the top হবে। We leave, that's the for leave on. She left, that's the top drawer. না এখানে in হবে আসলে, টপ ড্রয়ারের মধ্যে আসলে in হবে। We live on the 4th floor of the building. ফ্লোরের আগে on বলবে। The supermarket is dash the corner. Is at the corner of the Martin Street. At the corner. Okay, the supermarket is at the corner of the Martin Street. Martin Street এর কর্নারে। What is that? On the water এখানে হবে on the water, পানির উপরে সেটা কি? Why don't we have a picnic at the park? I'm filming this video. দেশের নাম in Spain. I grew up dash Melbourne. In Melbourne city. Will take you out dash the lake. We will take you out আমরা তোমাকে নিয়ে যাব কোথায়? লেকে। লেকে নিয়ে যাব। তাহলে কি হবে? লেকে, ইন দ্য লেক, এট দি লেক, অন্তত হবেই না। লেকের কাছাকাছি, লেকের মধ্যে, in the lake or at the lake? At the lake. Sarah is still at school. At school. এখন স্কুলে আছে। I'll meet you at the bus stop. At the bus stop. There was a crazy guy. That's the library today. At the library today. At the library today. জায়গা। They leave at 14. Eagle red eagle eagle road হবে আসলে। At had a coffee dash Helen's house. At Helen's house. At. So this is the answer. This is the answer. My phone is on the table. Place বোঝাচ্ছে on. You can see a painting on the wall. Wall এর উপরে on হবে। There is some milk in the fridge. She left in the top drawer. Top drawer এর মধ্যে left in the. On the হতে পারে, on হতে পারে, on হতে পারে, দুটোই হতে পারে। Live on the fourth floor. So now I want to go back to see what you are doing. Many of you have tried to give answer. Why at the mountain, sir? This is a geographical place, so on right, sir. It will on. Yes, it may be on, but if I want to mean the place close to, then আমরা ব্যবহার করতে পারি at. আমরা ক্লোজ যদি মনে করি তাহলে at ব্যবহার করলে হবে, at ভুল হবে না। আবার অনও হবে, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। পাহাড়ের উপরে বোঝালে অন হবে, কাছাকাছি বোঝালে at হবে। ওকে, নো প্রবলেম। তাসমিয়া তোপা এম at লিখেছো, অনেকে তোমরা চেষ্টা করেছো, ভেরি গুড। অনেকে চেষ্টা করেছো, সুন্দরভাবে চেষ্টা করেছো, অনেকে চেষ্টা করেছো। শেষের দিকে অনেকে চেষ্টা করেছো। স্যার গিভ আস দ্যাট এক্সাম্পল পেজ। Yes, sir, give us that example page. That example page. আমি ঠিক বুঝতে পারছি না that example page মানে কোনটা। তাসমিয়া তোপা, আমি তোমাকে বলছি that example page কোনটা, আসলে বুঝতে পারছি না। Use on right, sir. I mean, sir, we have to use on. On right, on the right. On right না, on the right হয়, শুধু on হয় না, on the right হয়, on right না। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। তোমরা খুব ভালো করে স্টাডি করবে। একটি কথা তোমাদেরকে বলি, সেটি হলে আমি গত ক্লাসে তোমাদেরকে যে অনেকগুলো এক্সাম্পল দিয়েছিলাম, অনেকগুলো পড়ার বিষয় আছে, মুখস্থ করতে হবে আসলে। প্রিপোজিশন যে কারোর ভুল হতে পারে, ছোটখাটো, তবে তবে একই জায়গায় একাধিক প্রিপোজিশন বসতে পারে। আমি যদি ভিন্ন ভিন্ন অর্থ প্রকাশ করতে চাই, যেমন কাছাকাছি বসে বোঝালে এক হতে পারে, ওই জায়গায় বোঝালে ইন হতে পারে, অন হতে পারে। আসলে এটা যিনি কথা বলছেন বা লিখছেন তার যে ইন্টেনশন তার উপর নির্ভর করে আসলে। সুতরাং প্রিপোজিশনে ভ্যারি করতে পারে। যদি সেটা অ্যাপ্রোপ্রিয়েট প্রিপোজিশন না হয়, কোনো কোনো ক্ষেত্রে অ্যাট ওয়ার্ক, অন ওয়ার্ক হয় না, অ্যাট ওয়ার্ক সব সময় ক্লোজ টু হয়, ক্লোজ উইথ হয় না। তো এরকম ভাবে কন্ট্যাক্ট উইথ হয়, কন্ট্যাক্ট টু হয় না, এরকম অ্যাপ্রোপ্রিয়েট প্রিপোজিশন আছে। অ্যাডিক্টেড টু হবে, অ্যাডিক্টেড উইথ হবে না, অ্যাডিক্টেড ফর হবে না। এইরকম বাদে অন্য অনেকগুলোই আসলে ভ্যারি করতে পারে, অর্থাৎ একাধিক প্রিপোজিশন হতে পারে, প্রবলেম নেই। তো থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ, তোমরা এগুলো এক্সারসাইজ করবে। আর আমি গত ক্লাসে যে বিশাল ভান্ডার তোমাদের দিয়েছিলাম সেগুলো তোমরা ডাউনলোড করে নিয়ে হোক, ডাউনলোড করে নিয়ে, হ্যাঁ ইউটিউব থেকে ডাউনলোড করে নিয়ে তোমরা বা ফেসবুক থেকে ডাউনলোড করে নিয়ে তুমি ভালো করে দেখবে, এটা পড়বে। এটা আমার মনে হয় তোমার ভালো করে পড়লে, খুব মনোযোগ সহকারে পড়লে তোমরা এই প্রিপোজিশন নিয়ে যে প্রবলেম, যেটা প্রিপোজিশন শুধুমাত্র পরীক্ষা, ইট ইজ নট দ্যাট you need to study and know the preposition used only for exam, not so. If you want to write English, if you want to speak English, you need to know prepositions very clearly. হ্যাঁ, ইংলিশ জানতে হলে, ইংলিশে কথা বলতে হলে, ইংলিশ লিখতে হলে ঠিকঠাক ভাবে, স্পেশালি ফর IELTS and for different competitive exams like admission tests. You know, English has become now compulsory in many admission tests. So if you are very weak in English, you will fall down. You will not be able to be selected in the admission test. If you score very poor marks in the admission test, সেক্ষেত্রে তোমরা চান্স পাবে না। এই জন্য এগুলো, এবং প্রিপোজিশন খুব বেশি বেশি পরীক্ষা আসে। প্রিপোজিশন প্রত্যেক অ্যাডমিশন টেস্টেই প্রিপোজিশন থাকে, এবং এই জন্য তোমাদের একটু ভালো করে শিখতে হবে এটা। তো থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ, থ্যাংক ইউ অল, ওকে।